So he says a lot of brothers are coming.
Brother, who cares? Who cares? I've had my ass beat more times than you've had hot dinners, brother. You think that scares me in any way, shape, or form? You're off your head.
Yesterday we spoke to Arman Tsarukyan. Today we speak to the other half of that highly anticipated November 22nd Qatar, or is it Qatar, main event? Regardless, it's one of the most anticipated fight night main events of the year, if not the most. Can't wait for this. There's a lot of history there between the two of them. Now let us hear from the great Dan Hooker, the other side of that equation, kind enough to join us on this Wednesday afternoon or Thursday morning over in New Zealand. Hello, Dan. How are you?
How are you, sir? I'm well.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Not to the show,
Good to be back.
Just not to the show, just more to like life, to like fighting,
Oh,
to UFC.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely. I've been out of the loop for a minute. So yeah, excited to not only get back, but to get back in a pretty big way. To get back in, as the old boss said the other day, is the number one contender fight.
So a few things. When did you get officially 100% cleared to return?
The day before the fight was announced.
Okay, so not that long ago.
No, I actually had it. Yeah, it was pretty much signed off, and then we're straight to work.
How is the hand now? You feel like no restrictions, no problems?
No, it's good. Like, obviously, like, you just need to sign off from the surgeon. So they don't want you to wreck their work and make them look stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're just trying to press him to sign and trying to press him to get it signed off. But yeah, he knows me. He's a really good surgeon, and so he knows that I was going to wreck it straight away and go and go and fight straight away. So he gave it a little bit of extra time just so I wouldn't, and he made sure it was at 100%.
Is that what happened the first time? Because you had to go for a second procedure, right?
No, it was I had back-to-backs. I had a plate put in after the initial break, and then the second surgery was just to have the plate taken out because it was just restricting it was no one's fault. It was a really good surgeon. It was just such a bad break that it was like restricting the way that my hand would move. So we had to take the plate out, and just so it would free it up a bit. So yeah, it was not its real fault. It was just how bad the break was.
When you were thinking, okay, I'm going to come back, end of the year, all this stuff, was Arman someone that you thought was going to be offered? Was he on your radar? Obviously, we know about the back and forth between you guys, but did you think he would be offered ultimately, or did you think they would offer someone else?
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the fight. I know that he was offered Gamrot, who he's lost to, and he turned that fight down. And Gamrot's like obviously someone just ranked outside of me and someone that I've beaten. So I knew between, like, he didn't want to fight Gamrot because Gamrot was ranked so low and coming off a loss. And so I knew that between me and Arman Tsarukyan, that absolutely no one wants to fight the guy. I know that no one wants to take that risk. I knew that some of the bigger name guys, because now they have a reason to avoid him as well. Like, everyone does have a reason to avoid him with the weight miss and things like that. There'll be a lot of like, now the champion has an excuse to not fight the guy. And like a legitimate excuse in that the UFC, and you put so much time into something and then a guy pulls out at the weight cut is a legitimate excuse for a champion and the UFC to not put you into a big fight. I knew that he had to fight to get back into title contention. So I knew that this fight, I would be the only person that would want the most difficult fight. I don't discredit the other guys for picking their battles and trying to find the most least path of resistance, but that's just not the way that I do things. I think that he's the toughest test. I think he's the best fighter in the division, and so that's the way that I want to go. I want to go the hardest way.
When you guys were offered the fight, did they tell you, yo, this is a number one contender fight? Because when Dana announced it, they rarely do that these days. They rarely like officially announce it. I know he was asked the question, but he'll usually kind of say, we'll see, you know. So I was surprised, but I think it's warranted. So I'm wondering, did you know that, or did you find out like we all did?
I think it's just like Tsarukyan's he is the number one contender. He's the number one contender that has to prove himself to get back in the mix. That's why I wanted to fight him, because I know that I know if I go in there with Arman Tsarukyan as your last win on a 4-fight win streak, then I know that beating him, the title shot is guaranteed, and which the boss reinforced. Obviously, there was what was it? Charles Oliveira was without an opponent, and then everyone's like asking why I didn't jump into that, because I feel like I beat Charles Oliveira. I'm still not head and shoulders the next guy in line. I feel like there's still questions to answer. I feel like beating Arman Tsarukyan answers all of the questions, and it's without a doubt. And yeah, the boss seconds that, and he agrees. So it's very exciting times.
Now, so what about the relationship between you two, for lack of a better word? Because we saw the tweets over the past year or so, and then I saw you doing an interview with Submission Radio saying, like, if you guys get close, this is going to pop off beforehand. So is that a real, like, do they need to be very careful here? Because obviously you guys want to get paid, you want to have the fight. If you fight beforehand, it may not happen.
Yeah, obviously there's bad blood. I feel like he's come in and been pretty like since he first came into the UFC, he's just kind of discredited me as a fighter and things that I've done, and that's his own opinion. But and there's just been back and forth over the years, and so I'd love to get in there and fight him. It's just things that he's done in the past. You know, he's just like a lippy little rich kid that's had everything handed to him in his life, and he thinks he can go around and like, it's like, I'm just saying, if there's a repeat, like there's a video of him walking up on Bobby Green and like getting in his face like before the fight, and obviously he doesn't need the money from these UFC fights. You know what I mean? He does this for attention and Instagram likes. Like, he doesn't fight to feed his family. Like, I fight to provide for my family. Bobby Green provides for his family through fighting. So him coming up in his face, obviously Bobby Green's not going to lash out, and he's going to keep it professional. I'm just saying, if he walks up on me like he walked up on Bobby Green, the fight is cancelled, and the UFC has been full. I might actually write that in my contract.
Do you think that is something that kind of works against them? Like, if you have to, if you need to win, you need to fight to provide for your family, as opposed to not, as you say. Do you think that means you have a lesser edge if you're on that side of the equation?
Not the way the sport is now. I don't think the sport. Yeah, I don't think the way the sport is designed now. I don't think it was what it used to be. I think now, you know, like, you can see that. Like, I come up from nothing. You know, we were training with nothing, training with no equipment. When I first started coming up in here, we had no UFC fighters from training out of New Zealand in the UFC. Now you can, like, he can get the best nutritionist. His daddy can pay for the best strength and conditioning coach and fly him to. Bro, I've seen him come out and say that he spent, he had to pull out. And he's like, yeah, I spent 100K on training camp. It's like, bro, what? Who has it? Like, he flies in sparring partners and coaches. Like, he should win the amount of money that he puts into these things. Like, bro, I drive 5 minutes down the road and go up to City Kickboxing and punch my mates in. Yeah, the sport is it shows that it's like a true testament as to how far the sport has come. That just essentially rich little daddy's boys can reach the pinnacle of the sport.
I asked him about this potential interaction and the relationship between you two. Here's what he had to say. I'd love for you to hear it and maybe respond.
He's gonna talk a lot, but a lot of brothers coming, and hopefully they gonna stop me,
Oh my.
And yeah, I shouldn't do some crazy things. I just gotta be focused because I'm gonna have 25 minutes to beat his ass. He can do whatever he wants to do. He's gonna have 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And if he wants, we can fight, and after fight we can fight again.
What?
But not before.
So he says a lot of brothers are coming.
Ooh, fuck! I've never been jumped before. But who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I've had my ass beat more times than you've had hot dinners, brother. You think that scares me in any way, shape, or form? You're off your head.
You got some pretty tough brothers on your side as well, just for the record.
I got some pretty tough brothers, but I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy, brother. I'm not that guy. I've heard him as well. I'm not that guy. I don't go get no one in my life. You beat me up, I'm not gonna go get anyone else to come and sort it out. I'm not gonna hide behind anyone. I don't need brothers. I have brothers, but I'm not that guy. I don't go and get people. If I got a problem with someone, I'll come around your house and sort it out myself. I'm not. I don't send anyone to go and do my dirty work, brother. I saw what he said as well. He's like, if we just go in a room without bodyguards and cameramen, brother, I don't have bodyguards and cameramen, and I've never hired a bodyguard or a camera. That's how out of touch the skid is. That he just thinks that life comes with bodyguards and cameramen. I've never had a bodyguard in my life, brother. Obviously, there's UFC security guards standing around and stuff like that, but get real. We got 25 minutes. You're right. We got 25 minutes, and I cannot wait for it, my friend. I can't wait. I can't wait to see the look on your face.
Have you ever felt this way about an opponent before?
I hate everyone. Of course, it doesn't matter. You could be my best mate. You could be my worst enemy. I'm going to do the exact same thing when you lock that door. It makes no shit of a difference. I think I'm the better fighter, and I can't wait to prove it.
When I also asked him about how the fight was going to play out, he predicted a knockout, which is fine. But then he said, you better practice your wrestling. And so I'm wondering, which one do you believe more? Do you think it's going to be a wrestle fest, so to speak? Do you think he's going to try to continuously take you down, sort of like what we saw with Khamzat and his game plan against DDP? Or do you think he's actually going to try to knock you out, stand and trade with you?
He's pretty well rounded. Like I'm sure if he's pretty well rounded. He can go anywhere. I think skill for skill, I feel like he is the best fighter in the division. He's just a bit boring. But technically, skill for skill, he is a good fighter. Wherever the fight goes, I'm excited to wrestle with him. I feel like, obviously, I feel like I have an advantage if it stays on the feet. I feel like I do have an advantage. Anyone can get knocked out in the sport, but I definitely have an advantage if the fight stays striking. But yeah, I feel like I've been improving my wrestling a lot over the last couple of years, and I'm excited to get out there and get into some scrambles and wrestle him. If he wants to wrestle, he's going to make himself tired. That's all I can say. I would love it if he did wrestle, but he's going to just make himself tired. That's all that's going to happen.
Can I ask the friction between you two? When did it start? How did this all come about?
I think when he first got into the UFC and he started saying my name and discrediting what I accomplished, and I'm just not a guy to back down and take that lightly. And I think when he first came into the UFC, he's saying I'm ducking him, and I didn't even know who the kid was. I actually, because his manager's Ruby, I actually go. I have to apologize, Ruby, because I was giving him shit. I was saying, get off your. I said, these blokes don't even speak English. I said, get off their Twitter. I thought he was doing the Ali Abdelaziz and just tweeting on his boys,
Mhm.
getting on his boys' Twitter and just firing out a bunch of nonsense. So I actually was got into Ruby. I said, get off this kid's calling me out and talking shit. I said, get off these kids' Twitter handles, mate. You're gonna get them hurt. But it turns out it was actually Arman the whole time. So I was I was fully warranted. Yeah, he's just been mouthing off since he first got in the UFC.
Are you guys going to see each other before fight week? Like, are they making you go out there for any sort of press conference, face-off thing? Sometimes they do that.
I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it.
How do you feel about the fight being in Qatar?
Yeah, cool. 5% tax, brother. I'll fight there. I'll fight there every fight for the remainder of my career. I fight for money. I fight to put the most amount of. I fight for the most amount of money possible. So, and it's the longest direct flight in the world. So it is a direct flight from New Zealand, but it's the longest direct flight in the world.
Wow, how long?
I think it's like over 17 hours direct.
Damn. That is, I didn't even know that commercial airlines can do that 17 hours straight.
Yeah, I've done it before. Yeah, Auckland to Doha. I think just from memory, I might have to chat GPT it. I should have done that before.
You've been there before. Why were you there?
I've done that flight. Flying to BKFC
Got
in
it.
Marbella. Coming back, I did. It was 3 flights. I believe I flew to Marbella to London to Doha, and then Doha back to New Zealand.
By the way, you mentioned, you fight for money. That's how you provide for your family. This will be your first fight since August of last year. How difficult has this past year been for you?
Oh, brother, if you're... I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm not silly with money. I knew that. I know full well that the sport can be taken away of me at any moment in time, and so I was obviously accounted for that in a lot of different ways. So not difficult. It's if you're a professional MMA fighter and you don't factor in that you could be getting injured, then you're naive. There's one thing for any young fighter that wants to be a professional fighter, is that this sport comes with 100% chance of injury. You're not like I'm not. It's not something that I never anticipated happening. I've been pretty lucky throughout most of my career to not be injured. Like recently, I've had a couple of injuries, like obviously back to back. A couple of back-to-back arm surgeries, but like prior to that, and then also those are broken bones as well. That's actually not they're actually not the end of the world. If you're gonna the last thing you want to have is like obviously neck issues, like ligament issues, ACL, MCL, knees, shoulders, like the joints are pretty bad injuries, and they're ones that take a long time to heal. I've just been kind of unlucky, but then also at this stage of my career, not getting hit in the head that consistently is also like a good has been a nice little refresher as well, and a lot of other things. Like I've been able to do a lot of other things with the time off. Obviously,
1 minute scraps, baby.
My own, I wouldn't that kind of whole thing wouldn't have come together, and that's been really fun. That's been really exciting to get my hands on and sink my teeth into.
Shout out to 1 minute scraps. You just had an event what was it, a 32-man tournament. But this one was in a gym, not in the back garden, right?
Not that one. This one. The next one's outside. So I got the next one is November 2nd. We're gonna do the next one. So I've done three different events. So first one I had super heavyweight men, then no weight limit woman, and then we had the 32 convicts. So I had 32 convicted. Like your backstory, you had to be a convicted criminal. So I had 32 convicts battle it out, and then this next one, I'm doing the king of knockouts. So to enter it, you have to have a knockout on your resume, not TKO, not cut stoppage, nothing like that. It needs to be sleep. You need to have fought, and you need to have someone sleeping on your record. And so I got 32 guys coming in, and this one's like 80 kilos, so I think that's like 175 pounds. And it's just a really cool format. I get 32 guys, and then it's a 1 minute the whole fight. And I have $50,000 on the line for each one. So you have to win 5 1-minute fights, and it's just an eliminator. So first round 16, second round's 8, 4.
Yeah.
And then you fight for the thing. So you win 5 1-minute fights, and you win $50,000. I got my next shows in November. And that's obviously the king of knockouts. That's everyone on their got to have knockouts on their resume to enter. But then the next 2 shows, I haven't obviously announced those, but I got some real cool ideas. Or not ideas. I've locked in December and January as well, so they'll be really exciting. They'll be some really cool ones.
With the convicts, was it hard to find 32?
Man, I could have made 64. Yeah, I just I ran that for like a lot of different reasons. I these are the guys that can't get out of the country, and they can't go and fight professionally, and they've had it taken away from them. Like, they can't travel and fight overseas and make a living from the sport, and they're never going to get that kind of eyes on an event and that kind of opportunity, or definitely not the opportunity to get $50,000, their hands on $50,000. Like that's been taken away from them for one reason or another, or mistakes that they made in the past. So it was like just a cool opportunity to give them something to work towards, or give them something to focus on and really lock into.
Could this be a thing? Like, are you starting to get sponsors now? Are people wanting to stream it live? I know you posted on MacLife, gets great numbers there, but like, is this a thing where you're feeling like you found something here, you're onto something, this could be a really big thing for you?
Well, it's definitely growing. It's definitely exciting. It's definitely something that people want to watch. It's lucky that I have a really good so a guy that sponsors me, the Doctor Social, he's a streamer. Like, he streams, and we kind of just come up with it together. We put the idea together, and then just started running the fights. He obviously sponsors them. We couldn't do it without him, and then I just get the fighters and run the events. But people have just been loving the content. The numbers have been going absolutely crazy. In the 3 events, I've almost got 500,000 followers on Instagram, and that's with no ads, no, I don't know, like, I haven't been doing any kind of crazy. It's just me and an iPhone, and we're just, people are just absolutely loving the concept. The next 2 shows are fun. I haven't announced those, so no one messaged me about them, but because there's so many things that you can do, there's so many cool different ideas that you can get after. But I was thinking, Christmas is coming up in December. You got dads need money for presents. I was going, what's a cool way you could do? I'm gonna do dads with no fights. So you can't ever step foot. You can't ever step foot in a ring or had a fight, any kind of fight in one way, shape, or form, and you need to have a dad bod. So I'm going to get 32 dads
Hell yeah.
battling it out. I'm going to get 32 dads battling out with their bare bellies for $50,000. So that'll be like a nice little. We'll see how hard dads will fight.
That's brilliant.
To put on a really cool Christmas for their kids. That'll be a fun one. And then next year, we're going back to the start. We're going back. We're going to the backyard, and we're going to do the super heavyweight boys again. But this time, the doctor wants to double the money. We're going to chuck up $100,000.
Oh, wow.
For the super heavyweight boys. So that's the next 3 events, all locked in. November, December, and January. And it's it's kind of, each one is its own thing. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the next one with the scraps for sure.
I can see the enthusiasm radiating from you love talking about this, which is great. I'll let you go in a moment, but I just want to ask, as far as the fight with Arman, I really can't wait. I love this fight. I love the dynamic between you two. What are you envisioning? How are you beating him?
I think I definitely know how it'll be play out. I'm just excited to go everywhere with it. I'm excited. I don't really have to prove anything to anyone. I'm excited. I'm excited to take it from him. I'm excited to take the fight. I'm not avoiding any aspect of this fight, whether it's on the ground or in the wrestle or on the feet. I'm willing to take it anywhere with him. I just genuinely think that I'm a better fighter than he is, and I'm excited to prove it.
Thank you, Dan. All the best to you. Always a pleasure. Good luck with 1 minute scraps, and then, of course, good luck November 22nd. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, sir.
You're the man. There he is, the great Dan Hooker, kind enough to join us on this Wednesday here in America, Thursday morning in Auckland. And the way in which he talks about 1 minute scraps is tremendous. And I really can't wait for that fight. I cannot wait for that fight against Arman Tsarukyan. I think the fight week buildup is going to be phenomenal. I think the dynamic between them, they couldn't be more different, is going to be a lot of fun as well. So look out for that. That's November 22nd in Qatar. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.